We're starting off with the effort to reduce residential auto thefts, which are now being linked to a rise in home burglaries. We recently spent an eye-opening night in the suburbs with the Paramus Police Department's Auto Theft Task Force in Bergen County, New Jersey.
My husband went to go to the gym in the morning and the car wasn't in the driveway.
Joan, we won't say what Bergen County, New Jersey town she lives in for privacy reasons, recalling the burglary and auto theft that shattered her sense of security.
Your key fob wasn't sitting in the cup holder of your vehicle.
No, it was not. It was inside the mudroom in my house.
Suspects, sometimes as young as 15 years old, are now attempting to and often successfully burglarizing homes across the Garden State. They're not looking for jewelry or high-end electronics, but simply want one thing, the key fob that may be sitting in the bowl.
31, show me respond.
We recently spent an evening in Paramus, Bergen County, New Jersey with Police Sergeant Anthony Mordaga. He leads the department's Auto Theft Task Force and tells us the last few years of public messaging has worked, warning residents to not leave their vehicles unlocked with the key fobs in the cup holder. But he adds what happened to Joan.
The big problem we're running into is the residential burglaries. If they're going to walk up to, a Range Rover in the driveway and they're pulling on the door handle, if the door opens but the car doesn't start, they want that Range Rover.
According to the New Jersey State Police, there were nearly 1,000 residential auto thefts last year in Bergen County alone. As of the end of August, the numbers are down 13%. Paramus PD and other law enforcement agencies attribute the lower numbers to stepped-up neighborhood patrols and the significantly increased deployment of high-tech license plate readers.
The plates look like they're assigned to the VIN number to that car.
Short of installing concrete motorized bollards on a property, Sergeant Mordaga says law enforcement desperately needs residents to be more careful.
People are being followed by these crews.
Joan and her family fortunately survived a home burglary immediately followed by a vehicle theft from their driveway without anyone getting hurt, and then immediately committed to beefing up security on their property.
But unfortunately, this is what's happening nowadays.
A traumatic lesson they learned the hard way. Joining me now is Chief Robert Guidetti of the Paramus Police Department. Chief, thanks for taking the time to join us. And we also have Sergeant Anthony Mordaga. First off, I want to say that it's pretty clear from that night that we spent, Sergeant Mordaga loves his job. So thank you for allowing us to ride with you. And Chief, thank you for giving us the green light to ride with him that night. The first thing I want to talk about is how things have evolved. Your department is constantly trying to keep up with new tactics, things that weren't happening a year ago.
Jay, thank you very much for having me. And yes, you're correct. Things that weren't happening a year ago was these type of thefts. They keep getting worse and worse and worse, coming into our residential areas, targeting our high-end vehicles. So what did we have to do? We needed to put more officers on the street. We put more officers on the street, especially at nighttime when these vehicles were being stolen.
Something that I noticed as Sergeant Mordaga was patrolling down side streets, down dead-end streets, the usual route that you wouldn't expect, because he told us that, these thieves are cruising down the quiet streets. Sometimes they're dimly lit, knowing there's going to be less foot traffic there.
Yes, we consider it, and we call it shopping. They're shopping for a high-end car. So they're going up and down the streets looking until they come across one of the cars that they want to target.
Something that caught my attention, Sergeant Mordaga mentioned rabbit ears, that thieves are really paying attention to whether or not your mirrors are folded in. What does that mean?
On a lot of the high-end cars, there's a thing called auto fold. So when your car is locked, they automatically fold in. So if they drive by a car and they see that it's auto folded in, there's a good chance that car's locked, and they'll pass it up to get another car. Unless they really want that car, then they're going to look further.
Let's talk about some tips, because at the end of the day, people want to make sure that when they wake up in the morning, their vehicles are in the driveway. So obviously, let's get past the obvious. Lock your door, make sure your key fob is not in the cup holder, bring the key fob into the house. But you're noticing that people are breaking into homes?
Jay, we ran that whole campaign with everyone else. The entire state of New Jersey ran the campaign. Lock your door, take your key fob, bring it into the house. Well, these gangs, they upped their game. They started going in, checking the front doors, the back doors, the side doors, and the windows of the houses to see if they can get the key fob in the house. when we told people hide the key in the house, because usually it's kept somewhere in the open because you buy a door when you want to leave, they started hiding the keys. Now these groups go in and they use crowbars, screwdrivers to break into the houses.
So should we avoid keeping the key fob in the bowl next to the door?
Good point.
Robert Guidetti, thank you so much.
Jay, thank you very
and
much.
Sergeant Mordaga, thank you so much for allowing us to ride with you.